Okay, I'm gonna time. Hello, everybody. So, welcome back to the Quiz Panel. Today, we're talking about Love Marriage Huntsville, episode 10. To be honest, I don't know why people were bashing the episode, but I really enjoyed it. Like, too much was not happening, and we got to talk about business and see the fraud of people's business. What do you guys think, generally, before we get into the episode?
I actually like this one. This one, it gave enough. It did. But there still were some parts where I was like, "Ugh, okay, whatever, skip past it." But overall, episode 10, it took us 10 episodes to kind of get something good.
And we
I'm
have
here
two more
for it, okay?
episodes before we go into mid-season.
Yeah.
Right.
I think finally it feels like everyone is now getting into their storyline. I can't believe it's episode 10 now because like I was thinking about it, I'm like 10 episodes. So what exactly did we watch? So like but for the first time
Right.
it actually feels like okay, we're finally getting there. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens next week. But it's looking better now, at least it's looking
Yeah.
on finally. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, let's get into the episode, obviously. So, every time I remember this scene, okay, let me be professional here. So, Tiffany, we started off from the whole Tiffany and Louis thing. So she said she had a scare, she can't breathe, she's seeing stars, and then she's like she doesn't want to go to the hospital. And Kimmy's like, but you are in this state, do we need permission to call the ambulance? She's like, oh, I don't want to go to the hospital. I was not understanding why she didn't want to go to the hospital. I'm not sure if she was faking, but the whole time it was convenient. And it just seemed very weird that she did not want to go to the hospital. Because if I'm pregnant, pregnancy, you are in between death and life. So I really do not understand why she did not want to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I think that was the
I,
part that got me. I just kept thinking like, okay, you're really unwell. Like, don't get me wrong, right? I'm one of those people who's never keen on going to the hospital, right? However, you have a baby inside of you. You are really saying you're seeing stars. Like, this is serious. Like, wouldn't you want to like get it checked to make sure like everything is good, unless you know what it is? And so I personally think she had an anxiety thing. I think the stress of everything and finally realizing like, oh my god, the conversation is going on outside the baby shower, what's going to happen to my baby shower. I think it's the anxiety that all came together. And then that's why she then went and it was almost like she was hyperventilating, really. So I just feel like that's what it was. Like I don't think it was like an actual sort of like a thing because it doesn't make any sense how you're heavily pregnant. What if the baby was coming? Why would you say you don't want to go to the hospital? That's
right.
something that I thought was completely odd, in my opinion. Yeah.
Right, especially being so far along. Braxton Hicks is real. Like you could have been going into premature labor, anything like that. And if you're feeling any kind of way, like I'm with you, review. Like I don't like going to doctors or hospitals, just for every little thing or anything like that. But being pregnant is something totally different because this is a whole different life. This isn't just you have to think about. You are carrying a child who's going to come into this world, but it just seemed like she was doing that to distract from the fact of what was going on outside. She wasn't, really like there to know and listen. And I feel like she felt like maybe Lewis was kind of bitching out a little bit or something. I don't know. So she was just like, it was like a Captain Save moment. Like, okay, let me take the attention off of that and put it back on me. And, that way it's kind of like forgotten. I just I don't know, especially the next episode, or the next scene where it's like you see them. It's like I don't know. I felt like it was fake. I'm sorry, Tiff, but it just gave off that you was really no. That was some attention seeking shit you did.
But what if okay, let's try to rationalize the whole thing. Hello, Lisa Ward. What if she realized that, oh, people are really talking about, probably she obviously knew that the only reason why Marsau and Martell will be talking to Louis is because of her. So she started feeling like, oh, they are really grilling him. What I said will get out. The gravity of what I did will be estimated. So she's like, oh, if I do this, maybe everybody will forget that conversation and then move to me. Or she started feeling, as she said, she started having some anxiety attacks. But I don't think it was that severe because she too knew that she didn't want to go to the hospital. But what's funny to me is that you just had this scare and you want to travel again.
Yeah, but you know, to be fair, in terms of a lot of her storyline, it's been the busy wife. And I think legitimately, I think she is very busy. I think she's actually a workaholic. She loves working. She can't imagine not working, I think. And so I'm not surprised that she's like, okay, let me quickly do one last thing because once the baby comes, I probably would not be able to like go to any speaking engagements for a long time. So I actually get that. But I just feel like it wasn't serious enough. I think it was triggered by the stress of what was happening. And I think that's why she's not feeling too badly to be able to travel. In my opinion, I didn't think like, I think it was a situational thing as opposed to like something where her body is just giving way, for instance.
But
Yeah.
regardless, at the stage of the pregnancy that she is, she's not even she's not slowing down. She's not even trying to. It's like she doesn't want to slow. Does she have a fear of not working? Because I really do not understand why she's putting herself in harm's way just to work.
She might have a
Especially
few.
after a scare like that. Like the way it made it was like that was something very, very intense. Which anytime you go through a scare like that in pregnancy, it's intense. If a doctor tells you, "Hey, you need to slow down with what you're doing," replenish yourself, this and the third, like you need to listen. But you're still wanting to be on the go, and that can actually create a serious problem. So you might have faked it at first, or you might have, made it seem more than what it was in the beginning. But if you continue on the way that you're going, you can actually create something real. So I don't think she really truly like understands like you need to slow down. And Lou was right. Lou was getting on her, and I loved every minute. Like he was letting her know. I
Was
really
she
did
even
like how
listening?
he was.
I don't think she listened to anything he said. He was basically just talking to himself because even when he called her out on her actions, it was like, oh, the only accountability she took was, oh, the way she said her questions. She was not even feeling bad about the questions that she said to Sheree. And
Mhm.
that was the attitude I needed her to have when she faced Martell and Marsau.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the fact that she was just like I don't know. It was like when Lou was kind of trying to let her know, like, hey, you need to slow down and you like don't put me in situations or make me have to come to the rescue in certain situations that can be avoided. It was almost like she didn't understand what he was saying and then try to kind of like flip it like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. This is stressing me out. What? Because he's telling you the truth on what you're doing, you don't want to hear
Like you
it?
could actually get him killed.
Hmm.
Right. Like you
Yeah.
don't understand the stuff that you're saying. And I really like it really bothered me when she was like talking about Mel and Martell co-parenting and asking her for her expertise and experience. I'm like, girl, just because you've done this for what? They've been married for what, a year or two, maybe?
Yeah,
Girl,
I think
what
so.
expertise do you have? This
Expertise in
is new to
cheating.
you as well. This is not something that you've been doing for years or have done several times. This is new to you as well. You're still learning it.
Yeah. I wonder if she means in relation to her and her late
Yeah,
ex-husband.
because she
And
cheated and he also cheated. So yeah, she does have like some sort of expertise. But when you look at it, once someone did not ask you, most times don't give advice because you will come off as you're definitely in their business. Not
mhm,
even coming off. You are in their business.
yeah.
So I don't understand why she doesn't understand that simple thing. This is a very toxic and touchy subject, and then you are giving unwanted, unwarranted advice. I
Yeah. And the thing about it also is like I feel like unless she's saying to us that her ex-husband, who is late now, is anything like Martell. There's no advice that you can give. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, there's no advice you can give. Like, of course, if we're dealing with two sensible, reasonable parents, right, then that's different. But we're not dealing with that. We're dealing with the likes of
Has was
Martell.
easy. She
Exactly.
cheated. She got away with it. Is
Right.
happily married, enjoying a
Right.
rich man. You have no expertise in what Mel is suffering. Your
Right.
husband
You
did not say he was
none.
going to release any revenge porn. Your husband did not take you for child support. Like, what expertise?
Right.
Mel is not going to blend her family with the outside child. That's sad.
And that's what she's like. I don't think she's understanding. Like, your expertise is not in the same area of what Mel is going through. So to her, it's not an expertise. It's just an opinion.
100%.
Like,
Unwarranted opinion.
exactly. And for
Unneeded.
you to
Because
basically say, like, oh, I want to get to know Sheree and all this, to me, that sounds two-faced because aren't you supposed to be Mel's friend? Why would you want to get to know her ex-husband's one of his concubines?
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't
I don't think she's
understand.
keeping track of what she's saying. I think she just used that as an excuse. Oh, I was just trying to get to know her. Girl, you know you weren't trying to get to know her. You were trying to be nosy. You wanted to find out information. You
like,
wanted
is that
to
how you get to know
embarrass her,
somebody? That
basically.
was very
What was
offensive.
that? Of course.
Right. Like, you are too intrusive with your questioning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, excuse me, first, ask my name. Ask me what I like. Get to know me. Don't get to. So, how do you feel about dating a serial cheater? Oh, your pussy must be that good that it'll keep you. Excuse me, man.
Yeah, that is very offensive.
Disrespectful. Nobody asked you for this. Who even wanted you to go pull her to the side? Who were you to be the one out of everybody to be like, you know what? I need to ask her this. I mean, I thank you for asking because some of us were wondering, but you did ask some questions. I mean, you're good at
Yeah,
asking
and I
questions that
think,
we want to
as
know.
Leandra said, that's the reason why I also cannot hate Tiffany, because, to be honest, she's the only one that really asks the question that people want to know. She has no
Mhm.
alliance. She's willing to throw you under the bus for that 15 minutes of fame. So it's like she is a useful person to get under people's skin.
100%. And
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I actually like that. Like, I feel like if Tiffany wasn't there so far, I feel like there's no one to carry the show until this point, right? So I appreciate what she's done up until this point because all I remember from the last episode is Tiffany. So, like, to
Last
be
three
Right.
honest,
episodes. In
she's
fact,
done
the
exactly.
last 10
Right.
episodes,
Ever since
because
the
she has
episode
been
at the
carrying.
spa, I feel like the spa episode and since then it has been Tiffany. Tiffany's been kind of carrying the last few episodes. So, like I said, I'm here for it, but when it's unwarranted and actually it could actually make a situation worse. No, I'm not there for all the mess. And I feel like sometimes with her doing that, she's adding more stress to herself and being pregnant. Why would you want that extra stuff?
She doesn't care. Didn't you hear what
Mm-mm.
happened? Hello, Tanga. Didn't you hear what happened? Kiki said they actually wanted to fire Tiffany. Let's be honest, people were calling for Tiffany and Lewis to be fired last season because she brought nothing. So
Yeah.
now she
Yeah.
decided to cause a lot of havoc, and definitely they are not going to get her fired because
Of
she has
course.
been carrying the entire
No.
season. And they know that going to be the one that is willing to be messy to stay in the show. So she's definitely not going to be fired anymore. She has achieved whatever she wanted. But I don't like the way she always backtracks. And
That's
I
what I
don't like the
feel.
way she doesn't
Yeah.
take corrections,
Mm.
because you cause so many unnecessary, like, she could actually have been messy without being very derogatory, because talking about her pussy, how she's laying it down with Martell, that's a line
Right.
that honestly I would have punched you, pregnant or no pregnant.
Right.
100%. I feel like
Right.
you could have thought of better ways to say it, to be honest. Like sometimes it's not just what you say, but how you say it. And I feel like
Hmm.
there was no tact whatsoever. Like it was just like it was offensive. Let's be honest. Very
Yeah.
offensive.
And definitely that baby is a security. because now I'm sure everybody forgot the whole confrontation with Lewis. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, she had a scare." Blah 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 blah. Come on.
That's why I said it was a distraction. That's all it was a distraction from the situation that was going on outside because one, she couldn't be there. And I don't feel like she felt Lewis was holding his own. I felt like she felt he needed
She
saving.
put him in a tight spot, and he actually told her.
But
He
one thing I
definitely was
will say,
uncomfortable, but he had to defend her.
yeah, but one thing I will say is Lewis, some of the stuff that you were saying to Tiffany talking about Marcel, everything he said was correct, absolutely correct, because he had no business being in the conversation. It doesn't matter if it was at black or not. You shouldn't have been in the conversation.
At all.
But the thing about it is, Lou, why didn't you say that to his face? I would have loved to hear
You
you
know,
say that to his face.
they may have actually cut this out
Because
because
you're
they
right.
cut out the fight.
Yeah. I wonder if that's going to be revisited because I don't feel like, of course, Marsau
It
is
needs to
always
be
in a female's
revisited because
business.
Marsau has been quite. He has been acting like a bitch this entire season. So
That's what I said. Marsau is always up, in a female's business. So I'm pretty sure it's still going to continue. And in the second part of the season, with Tiffany, not being pregnant anymore, I feel like it's going to be.
I wonder what's going to happen because I know that her and Kiki are going to have it out.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's a story for next season.
that's what
So,
I'm waiting
anyways,
for.
let's move on to the fraud because I'm tired. Martell and Tisha, they decide to show us something she's working with or they are working with. And they showed us I don't know, a ground being filled. I really cannot tell what was going on, to be honest.
Yep.
And then they come on talking about how they've been dreaming about this. They're working on several projects. They're building their house. Dude, you guys have been blasting rocks for 4 years.
Right.
And they talked about building Tisha's what did they even say again? Is it Tisha something?
Can't lie, I zoned out.
And then they talked about schools and all that. I'm like, you guys have so much business, but you guys, that means you guys must have contact with rich people then. So why didn't anybody give money to your 150K charity?
Y'all are the ATM. Why didn't y'all invest that money yourselves? Y'all could have invested more. Hell, if y'all are millionaires, remember y'all are the ATM. Each one of y'all could have put $5,000 into that thing and at least made it look like y'all was getting donations. Y'all are not even smart enough to do that.
100%. Like the thing is, most people
will be interested in paying once they see payments coming in.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you're not interested, if you can't show that anyone is interested, no one wants to give their money to a cause they know that nothing is happening for or nothing is with. Like, seriously. And the thing is, it should be on more than what it is on right now. It's not working. I feel like people know them for who they are outside of the show. I think they show us something on the show, and I feel like it's so different from who they are in person and in real life. And I feel like people in Huntsville probably know about them, and so they're not falling for this act that they're giving us on the show because they know exactly what they are and who they are really.
Honestly,
yeah.
Because to me, that was like, what? No. We need to talk about what exactly were they doing.
That's the thing. They didn't even tell us what they were doing. They were saying, "No, groundbreaking for what?" Like, give us some context.
Like, are we even going to talk about the fact that she walked up with her grandma Esther's Palm Sunday shoes on? Girl, where was you going? What was your? Forget it. Whatever. I don't even know.
But what
y'all
if that was
don't even know
not
how to
their
fake
site?
it.
What if that was not their site? What if they just
It doesn't look like it was their site. Where was the billboard? Where was the big sign? Not the little fold-out sign that you can go get from Office Depot. We're not talking about that little fake banner that you had that was just tacked up on the side of something. Where is the actual builder's billboard that shows who's involved in this? Only thing I seen that scope was the hat, the hard hats, and the shirt that lady had on.
If
besides that
I
fake
see
little.
one more hard hat, I'm going to lose it because it's getting embarrassing. Like every single time you go to their page, they're posing with one hard hat. Like it's like,
You know,
come on, what are you guys
they
selling to
recycle that part.
us?
Hold on, and question me this.
Mm.
Answer this, please. Since when are you when you do a professional photo of when you do a construction site or whatever? When do you just throw people in there? Hey, who are you? Come on, come get in the picture. Oh no! Even though this is for our
Showing
business
Maurice.
and for
Maurice
our
is not your
brand,
lawyer. Showing so many strange people. Like, isn't this supposed to be your corporation people? Like, that's supposed to be there.
I know.
Gina, oh, this is my daughter. Oh, come on, get the picture. Oh, she's not your daughter. She's family. What?
I was
Like
Okay.
what?
Okay. Maybe I thought I was the only one. I was like, this y'all are not really faking this good enough. Like,
they needed like Carlos in shit because he knew that people were going to call them out on that scene. It made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
none.
I really was trying to. It looked like they were feeling the ground to plant some grasses, or they wanted to make a walkway or something. Probably a
Right.
garage. Like I'm like maybe a car park because it did not look real. It was so fake.
Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. They are building a community garden. That's what that looks like. They broke ground for some. I don't know. I don't know. That just is no. What are you going to build there? And y'all show the same things. It's always some dirt moved or a rock being broken, but there's no walls being put up. There's no concrete being poured. There's nothing. Where is the rest of it?
It's embarrassing at this point, honestly. Because
It's
I'm like,
non-existent. It just doesn't exist. Just not at all. And then, of course, something happens. They're going to blame the millimeters because for some reason, just
you
like
guys are
with their,
exposing us. You guys do not want us to prosper. Their usual speech.
Like
yeah, it's because of them that the site crashed, even though we only had 12 products. I don't get it. Like they're not business savvy. They don't know how to promote. They're not really like, I don't know. You know the saying, fake it till you make it, honey. Y'all are doing terrible
But
at
they've been
even faking
faking
it.
for 4 years.
But
You've been
they're not even
blasting
faking it
raw
in a good
for
way.
Scott Manor. At this point, it's no longer Scott Manor. It's a Not Manor because you guys are not building that
Uh-uh.
thing anytime soon.
No time soon.
Certain manner
No time.
because it's ridiculous. I think it I don't know. It annoys me
Well,
because I just
real
feel like it's
talk,
no
this
better.
is my point. They should be showing us these locations. Like, it was very obvious that this scene was fake.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
Was a
very.
fuck.
They just went to a scene that something was happening and they filmed there. So it was so obvious that it was so fake. Like, I'm tired. Whenever there's a fake scene, I call it out. Like for the previous episodes, we've been having fake scenes in like from almost all the casts. Like it has been terrible.
Yeah.
But this one was so obviously so fake that they should have actually gone to their real site. In fact, they should have even shot at Scott's Manor.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we bash that, oh, it has been taking 4 years to build, and yes, it's quite ridiculous that it's a long time. Go somewhere where you guys are doing something. It doesn't even need to be something very elaborate. Something simple is okay. Like, just
And to
be
be honest, I
real.
think people just want to see progress, right? Like if you've been talking about Scott Manor for years now, right? People just want to see that it's not just sand and concrete. Like people want to see that something else has happened. Like there's a progression since the last time they saw it, as opposed to excuses, as opposed to, oh, when would it finish? Oh, maybe in 2024. Give us more. Give us some context as to why it's taking so long. People just don't understand that. And that's why everything they do will always look shady because they don't want to be transparent about what's going on in their lives and in their businesses. That's the problem. It's like they're doctoring scenes for us.
And
And
the
then
truth is that you don't need to, if you're having difficulties, if you are just honest, people would not bash you. But the truth is
Mhm.
that they are
Help
not
you.
honest, and what exactly do we know about the Scots and their business?
And y'all keep adding more like endeavors that you guys are doing. Oh, well, we're building on to the was it Uptown, and we're adding to the office. Oh, now we're doing Scott's Manor. Oh, and then we have a hotel. Oh,
Show
but now we're
us.
doing like it's like y'all keep on saying you're doing something, but where is the proof? If I see
Like,
another
show
episode
us
of y'all standing on an empty lot
with a
saying
hard
it's
cap.
yours,
I will, I will, I will, I won't take it funny with you guys. Because if you want to show us that Scott is a multi-millionaire business, like show us. Stop. Like it was.
Yeah.
there's
I,
nothing. I did a video and I was like, look, every single time they go live and they're saying they're doing something, they never show the site. They never show
Honey,
what they are
the
actually
point
doing.
is the viewers are not going to Google it.
Mm.
So I'm not supposed to be the one showing their hard work. And
mhm.
that's the fact. They should be showing it in the show. Like everybody doesn't give Mel grace for showing some fake. Like some of our scenes were obviously fake last episode and the other episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want us to be like, oh, the Scots are working, don't why should I be doing your assignments?
Mhm.
If you are working, I
Right,
should be seeing it.
right.
Show us. It shouldn't be
We are
hard.
promoting your business more than you are. A
The
business
amount
challenge
of
more than
people,
you
like to
have.
be honest, the amount of people who watch YouTube reviews, I'm not even sure it's up to 10% of the average viewership.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do not show it on the show, who's going to watch it? Should we be doing the work of having to Google it? They should be showing the difficulties of their businesses, showing
Right.
the lawsuits. It will get people to actually be interested in them. I'm telling you, if the Scots are honest with all their lawsuits, all the problems that they're having, they'll be very relatable because it's honest. Because every business has tasted some form of lawsuit they're about. So it's not like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not act like hypocrites. But it's the fact that they're
Mhm.
hiding everything and they expect people to be like, oh, this business is this business is that, business is that. It's like very exhausting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they only want to show us when they think that they are succeeding. However, they don't want to show us the stuff that's happened in the background. They don't want to show us how did they get to that point. Like, of course, they were
Exactly.
saying it was in debt at some point, right? So show
Mhm.
us how did you go from this business being in debt to it becoming this multi-million
That's a
dollar
very interesting because
right?
I really
But
enjoyed
they
the
can't.
business scene this episode. So
Yeah.
show it to us. Show us
Mm-hmm.
the downfall. Show us how you raised Scott's back. Show us something. I don't have to Google something about it. As much as I do not like Martell, as much as I feel like his promotion is shit, at least if I go to his page, I will know what he's up to. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
100%.
That's true. It's definitely true. And the fact that I don't feel like they know really how to run their business, one, or even be really transparent to show like, hey, this is what I'm going through. I still feel like in a way, because you guys know like Marcel had spoke about being, homeless and sleeping in his car and things like that. So I don't feel like he really truly can accept the fact that maybe he's not where he wants to be still. And
but
he's
that's
still maybe
business.
in that same mind frame of, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's a complex. It's something going on where they're feeling like they're
In
afraid to show
business,
what's really
you
going
rise
on.
or you fall. That's normal business. Not
Right?
every single
You would think.
time you guys are taking pictures with hard cap and holding a shovel. And what am I supposed to read from that? That you are holding the shovel. I have a shovel in my house. All I need to get is a hard cap, and I will just stand in my house and then take a picture. And you think I'm doing something? That's the point.
Right?
It's like
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need to do more, and they need to figure out what they want to be putting out in terms of their business. If they need to employ a consultant who would tell them, okay, this is how you want to present the business, that's something that they need to do. If it's a multi-million dollar business like they say, it shouldn't be hard to pay a consultancy fee of, to someone who can be like, okay, this is what the business does, this is what we've done so far, how can we present this on the show? Pay some money. Let them come up with this storyline for you. Let them come up with the scenes. Yes, they can doctor it perfectly for you. Do something. But at the moment, it just looks like these people say that they have this business, but they've done nothing to show that they have this.
That's the same thing that's happening to Tiffany. To be honest, most people do not know what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she's rich.
This is how I feel. And this is just
Lady D said, this is the variety show. They do not want to put their business on the show until they revamp. But do you know they need to show us the process of the revamping? Because we don't understand what's going on.
Right.
And we cannot relate to them if they don't show us.
This is my opinion, and I just feel like they're trying to be the power couple that Mel and Martell was, but they really don't have the blueprint, and they're not Mel and Martell, so they can't. They're not business savvy like that. They can't really turn nothing into something like they did. And I feel like that's a struggle that they're having too, because everything they do is a copycat. They're copycat.
Because I am tired of these hard caps and shovel pictures. They have so many of these on their page. It's starting to get irritating. Because now you keep showing us the Scott manor, and you have been blasting rocks for how many years? Move on. You can be doing this Scott manor at the back, or if you want to show us the failures and the trials to build this Scott manor, then bring it forward. But you guys do not want to do that, and you want to create a facade of your business being so straight and this, and you want us to buy it without us seeing anything. Also, I don't know why Tisha is taking this insult for myself, because if you are the boss of the company, did you realize that when Marsau was talking about the business, Tisha was talking about the business, she was like, Gino works on sites, while Marsau works on the business image or something like that. So I'm like, so what exactly is your role?
Right. And if Gino's the one who's doing all this, why is there still not? But this is my question too. You guys are millionaires. You guys should be able to handle more than one project at a time, and at least have some type of progress, you would think. Why are y'all not taking the money that you guys are getting from the show and reinvesting that back into your business?
Very good question. And if you're doing that, show us.
I feel like they only became the millionaire because of that PPP loan. And that's just in my opinion and allegedly.
Oh my God, Gigi, please. But, okay, according to records, Marsau and Martell are on ownership papers for Scott. Really?
Yes.
It's Scott and Holt together. It's Scott and Holt. So that's why it's Scott. So yeah.
I know, but they bought them out because Mel left the company. So I do know that Martell wanted to buy back into the company. So it's like, weird.
But where is Tisha, allegedly?
That's the whole thing.
That's the point. They are doing my girl so bad. I don't hate Tisha. I just want her to, if you are the owner of a company, you should be the face.
And you should be on the paperwork, honey. You should be on the paperwork. Just saying.
Something.
You need to be
something. But I feel like it was a push out from Marsau. Like, of course, we know that he really didn't want to work with her in the first place. Like, that's why he was kind of like making it difficult for her to like be in the office and not really want her there like that.
And that was very like, ain't no way am I the owner of a company and then someone will push me out.
Right.
And then put someone else. Then I will have to start looking for an office. That's very disrespectful, because then it shows us that she's just a figurehead. You guys cannot say Tisha is the owner, owns 85. Lady D, they said 85, not even 80. That's what they said. She owns 85%. So how can someone with 85% ownership be thrown out of our office?
Right.
Our own company, pretty much. And word on the street is that her name is allegedly not on the ownership papers, which also gives some credence to, I don't know if you guys remember when Tiffany was saying that sometimes they just use the name. They just use a female image because you can't be the owner or something, and then they're kicking you out of. So yeah, it actually gives credence to what was said. It
Mhm.
does make sense. It does not add
I was
up.
saying, nothing is adding
None
up.
of it. The math is not mathing, y'all. I've been saying this. It
Yeah,
is
this is what
not.
people have been
It is
saying, that
not.
Martell is still being shown as an owner. So I'm trying to understand, was it like,
Maybe they have not filed the paperwork, but as a business that is running, you should file up to date paperwork.
honestly, because you can
Right.
set, you're setting yourself up for failure.
You are, and potentially a lawsuit.
Right.
So,
More lawsuits. As if you guys have any more room for any more lawsuits.
and the thing is,
And
it just feels like the real lives is one thing, and then the show is another. So they say something on the show, but it is completely different from what is actually happening in real life.
It's
And
not
that's why people
matching.
don't trust them. That's why people are constantly questioning them. If you're saying someone owns 85%, you should be able to go out there and search public records and be able to see that this is for a fact what it is. But allegedly, that's not what is on the paperwork.
You know what? Lady D said Tisha's name is on all the scores. What's the website that I should type up to see if I can bring up this records? Let's check it out.
yeah, let's see. But I have a question. Okay, this is just my opinion and an observation. I could be wrong. But sometimes, does Gino look like he could be related to the Scotts in any way to y'all?
Yeah, he looks like a distant sort of family member of some sort. Yeah.
And in my opinion, and allegedly, he looks like he's just as shady as they are as well.
Mm, mm, mm. Why did you say
So
that? I'm curious.
because I feel like, especially with the photo op that they did, I just felt like
I don't know. I don't trust
because
him.
Marsau gave him like
So
it
much
was Gino who
control.
found this for us and da 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 da. So I feel like he's in on the BS. Like he was like, okay, well I found the spot. I can talk to him. They said we could take a picture to put the banner over here, just not on the site or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like he set up the whole fake photo op for that whole thing. And the way that he was like, I don't
But
know,
you
like
know
when he's
that
in the office and
Martell,
how he is with Marceau, it just seems like they be concocting some shady
I don't
shit.
know. I don't like Gino. I don't trust him. But
Yeah.
it's not my
To be
So
business
honest,
anyways.
it's just an intuition for some reason. Like you can,
I feel Tisha should be the one on site. She should be
Mhm.
overseeing everything. I should not be leaving it like, oh my God, it's my husband. Because girl, this is business. It's not, oh, my husband does, my husband is. You are 85. Basically, you are
Mhm.
the owner.
And
pretty
you're the
So
one
you
much.
with the
should be
degrees,
on
right?
hand.
Like, don't you have a business degree? You should be running the business and using that degree.
100%.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah.
this comment said, can we remember that Martell said he wanted to buy into school? So that may actually be the reason. But anyways, let's move on to the meeting. So they came for the business meeting, and Mel and Kimmi
Oh,
were the first people to arrive again, which was very disrespectful. And they get
wait a
into the
second.
meeting.
Hold on. I
Kimmi
think you
asked,
skipped. What about the lawyer part? I think you skipped the part with Mel and the lawyer.
no, no, no. I put it at the ending. Like I
Oh,
want to
okay.
know
Good. Yeah.
every
Okay. Good.
story.
I was like, ooh, we can't skip that one, honey, because she dropped some nuggets.
He was like, I'm gonna get everything out.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Now we
I
okay,
arranged
yes.
all the scenes so that they flow.
Okay.
So they start talking about Mel's love life. And Mel's like, oh, I'm not talking about my love life. And she's like, mind your business. Then Tisha, Martell, and the others come in. Martell tries to shake Mel, and Mel's like, nah, hello,
Mm-mm.
Mel, hello, Martell, that's the end. And he finds offense in that, saying that, oh, that's being childish. He thought they were being all good, try to show everybody that they are co-parenting well. Like, that's not anybody's business,
Right.
anyways.
We know
The
that's not
hello
the
was
truth.
actually enough. And then they get into the business. And Tisha announces that, oh, I thought you guys were going to send me an email. Girl, it's your event. Why should I send you an email? And then she's like, okay, nobody sent me an email, but I've come to a conclusion that we are not paying anybody. So I want you guys to do something and I'm not going to pay you. And Marsau was like, oh, this is about giving back to the society, and anybody who wants money is greedy in my books. And Mel is like, greedy? Hello, if I talk to a church, if I talk in a church as a motivational speaker, they pay me, even if I'm part of the church. So they still pay me because it makes no sense. So they're going back and forth. And Martell starts speaking in Mel's place, saying in the confessional, saying, oh, well, people want to be paid. For example, Mel, she wants to get paid. What you should have done was ask Mel for her fee and talk about what Mel wants. But I'm like, why are you talking about Mel? You obviously still want to be paid. So why are you better about what Mel wants to be paid? I did not just understand that. And then
In a way,
Kimmi stood her ground. Kimmi was like, you guys are trying to sell our own thoughts back to us, and you're calling us greedy because we want to be paid. I love the way Kimmi checks that. So what do you guys think about this thing?
that whole scene right there was, first off, let's address the fact that you guys are supposed to have called this meeting and y'all were 30 minutes late. That's
Every
very
single time they are late.
unprofessional. Every time y'all have a meeting, you guys are late. That's so unprofessional. You're hosting this meeting. Y'all are trying to be the leaders. Hold on, let's go back to the fact that he pulled out a letter of Marsau where he emailed everyone stating that he wanted to be the leader of the comeback group.
Madness.
Really? Really, Marsau?
Kimmi came prepared.
She did. Okay, listen, she was that episode, that scene right there was top
I'm
notch.
gonna watch it again because
Top notch.
I think I might even do like a clip by clip analysis just because it was reality TV gold.
Right. So let's start with that right there. So this conversation with Kimmi and Mel. I love that Kimmi is, she was going through her radiation at this point. But yeah, she was trying to get that info. Yeah, I saw you. Where was you at? Where did you go? Mel is so smart out the country.
Yeah. She was like doping everything. She was like, no ma'am.
Right.
Do you ever think she's going to tell the whole, like, who she's dating?
Eventually. No. But I don't
not right now.
I think I don't see it happening for now. I think what will end up happening would be maybe she's engaged or something, or now time for that, then maybe we'll show it. But I don't think she's going to do it for now. It's going to take a while. He's going to wait.
Because right now it's not good.
Yeah.
Right. And I think she might even do that where she waits till she gets married.
You know what Real Talk said? She actually said it out. She's definitely getting the tax write-off. She's been like, when she was talking about the money she was putting in, I'm like, girl, we are not fully because Mel wanted that group to be broken up, and you guys know that it's a good way to evade paying tax. We're not done. It was very reverse.
But then if they were smart enough, then they would at least have one event here, another one there, keep it going.
And I guess that's why she wanted it to be under the comeback group.
Exactly. And the thing is, so first things first, I can't believe that they were late again. It doesn't look good, especially for people who say they're professionals and this is what they do and run multi-million-dollar businesses. You can't be late to meetings that you call. It's just disrespectful. It's unprofessional. It's a madness, in my opinion. It does not look good.
Honestly.
Now, after that, the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that, so I felt like Marsau was just completely off. How dare you talk about them being greedy for them simply asking about funds, right? You know what's interesting? No one specifically said they wanted to get paid. I didn't hear that come out of anyone's mouth. What they were trying to understand is whether or not you guys are paying people. They didn't say, I'm not doing this unless I get paid. They said, what are you doing with sponsorships? What is happening with this? So they were trying to understand.
They didn't even do anything about sponsorship till Mel said it. So I love that Mel clocked that. You guys were not saying anything about sponsorship till I said it. Then you guys took my ideas and started doing it as if it was your own idea.
Exactly.
But did y'all hear Latisha when she was like, we're not going to pay anyone within the group?
Yes.
And Mel stopped and it was like, so let me get this straight. You're saying that you're not going to pay anyone in the group, but you'll pay other people?
Exactly.
Make that make sense.
She said exactly. I picked up on that as well. I was like, oh.
That right there made no sense. And I also like the fact that Kimmi checked and it was like, I don't believe that you guys are not going to take the money and put back what you guys have put out. Like, no, that money is not for charity. It's not for to give back to the community. No, that's to go back into you guys' pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you guys really don't want to pay them.
I called this the last time. I told you guys that they are the kind of friends that they would prefer to hire family members and friends because family members and friends will not complain. So they can use their family members and friends and use them to the limits that a normal person would not accept. Because the audacity of how they were talking, you are supposed to be pleading.
Yes.
You have professional public speakers and you're telling them that they have to work for free.
Right. And that's actually what Martell was saying about Mel. He was like, there's some, very influential people here. And he's, brought out like Mel. Mel is influential and she does public speaking and she gets paid for her public speaking. So he said he felt like it was wrong for them not to even consider that. So I agreed with him with that. Like, thanks for taking up for Mel. Not that she needed it from me, but, it's good to agree.
Like Miami Garden said, the event was for Black, not anyone else. And
right.
To be honest, like Black, QUE,
right,
had nothing to do with any other person. So it was very disrespectful to call them out because you were stealing the comeback groups initiatives and putting it as Black business. It's not my business. You are inviting me. I'm not your sponsor. You want me to speak. You pay me.
Right.
Yeah,
you're gonna pay. And I love the fact that Kimmi called it out too, especially and she called it Latisha's dissertation. I died.
I was like, dissertation.
I was like, shade.
Not the dissertation.
After her dissertation, this is what she said. Everything she said was come back. And Marsau was looking like a deer in headlights, like, okay. She said that, okay. So she said it was 2018.
Too, because he also wanted to be paid.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because last time, if you guys remember, he was making jokes and acting like, oh, why does she want to get paid? When he did not have the audacity to speak up and say he wanted to get paid as well.
Like, Stormi was speaking under every other person. Mel was speaking her points. Kimmi was speaking from her side. Maurice was speaking from his side. Then speak your own points. Let everybody have a conclusion. Because Mel wanted to be paid.
But if everybody can see that y'all are doing the same thing, there's a consensus there. Listen here. We've all come to the same conclusion that y'all are just trying to, as Kimmi said, which I love so very much, y'all are just trying to put a new management sign over the comeback group's idea. Like, that's all you are. You're just trying to slap Black on it, but you still want the comeback initiative. And you want the group to come in. And this is one thing that I've learned, and this kind of really triggered me. When Marsau said, basically, we want you guys, it's your time. Just give your time. Honey, my time costs. My time costs. What are you talking about? You want me to spend hours of my time. You want me to help promote not only my business, but yours as well, because me being there at an initiative that's for Black, but you say it's, or it's really a comeback, but you say it's for Black. You're telling me you don't want, I can't get paid off this? And this is honestly what I do? No.
They could have actually done this for real, for free. These people, like, with such viciousness, if I had the mind to do this for free, I would not do it for free. So what I got from this is that Mel won't give back to our supporters. But this is not about Mel. It's Black supporters, the businesses that Black want to support. It had nothing to do with Mel. So it's not about Mel supporting anybody. It's not about Mel supporters. It had zilch to do with Mel.
And Patricia to bring up the fact that, I tried to support your skincare, but you kicked me out. No, honey, she's talking about sponsorship. Do you understand the difference between sponsorship and support? They're two totally different things.
If it to be about Mel, they should have done this under the comeback crew.
100%.
Exactly.
Yep.
That should have been done then. Don't come in now with half-told facts and you just think that you could just grab some stuff that you guys have spoke about, put your name on top of it, and say that it's your idea. It's not, and it doesn't work like that. Business doesn't work like that, period. You cannot expect to do a job and not be paid for it, especially if this is your expertise.
And then call
This is
them greedy. Like the audacity, the cheek of it. It's like
right. And then to say they're greedy? No, honey, you seem greedy for the simple fact that you're wanting to take all that money. We know
you're
that y'all
the
are
ones
really trying to take that money and put it back into y'all's pocket.
ideas and then playing it back to the same people you stole the ideas from. Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Right.
Hi, Marita.
Hey, Maurice.
Hi. You know, the conversation is so interesting. Good afternoon, ladies. Um, you know, I watched that last night and it was the audacity for me. It really was. And for Tisha to actually, for real, come out her mouth and look serious and really say, oh, I'm not paying anybody here, you know, and I, you know, with Tisha and Marcel, I think, and in my opinion, and allegedly, they are desperate for money. They're doing whatever they can to get money because they have, you know, they got things going against their businesses. They're getting sued. And you know, you remember, I don't know, was it last year or year before last when Tisha almost borrowed $1 million? So that loan is about called. It is probably due. And it's, you know, the interest on that loan itself has to be gigantic. And for her to sit there with a clear face just to say, "Oh no, this is for the community." No, sis, that's not for the community. Just like Kimmi say, this is the Tisha and Marsau, you know, show. This is y'all thing, and y'all they don't need Kimmi and Marsau, but they do need Mel. And we know Martell. I don't know what Martell has going, you know, because he said the wine is soon to be coming out. Now it's been almost 2 years, and the wine is not on the shelves yet. See, like he the only one drinking it, him and his mama, the only
Right.
one drinking it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you supposed to, and when he was meeting with the guy last night, I can't remember his name, you know,
Miguel
about
Wilson.
Miguel Wilson.
yeah, Miguel Wilson. If you're gonna come to a meeting and say, you know, I want to collaborate with you, I want to work with you, and the only suit you showed was that suit jacket. And even with that, Martell he knew what the meeting was about. He should have had some ideas and brought
Right.
along some
Seriously,
swatches.
I don't want to talk about that. I was pissed. I was pissed with Martell. As much as I really do not like him, I was betting on this suit line for him. But he came
I
up
wasn't.
unprepared. I
I
was not
wasn't. I
surprised.
wasn't.
I
Because
wasn't.
I really wasn't, because when you go into a meeting or something like that, you have to have some designs of your own to see if they coincide with what he has. And then even when you have your designs, you bring along some swatches. Because there, you
Right.
know, for men, there are three different kinds of suits. There's the cotton, there's the polyester blend, there's the cotton blend, and there's the wool blend. You know, men
Mm-hmm.
clothing is just like women. You have a summer suit, you got a winter suit, and you got a fall suit. So Martell,
Right.
all he seen was, okay, I'm finna, you know, have a line with this man. And then when the man said $100,000, that almost like to choke Martell.
I was like, ooh, cut
Because
his
you know,
ass
when the
down.
man
Maybe
said,
that's why he actually settled for having a line under Miguel instead of having his own line. But I think he should have waited, accumulated the money. Because I already did a live and I told you guys my vision for Martell. I thought, as much as I don't like him, I don't pray for him to be broke because that would be bad for the kids. I thought
Yeah.
he was going to bring out affordable suits lines for people, own his own store, like a walk-in store, and have a showroom where you produce affordable suits lines. And then he said $700, and I was like,
Michael Strahan suits don't cost that much. You could go in J.C. Penney and Men Warehouse and get nice suits. You
Right.
know,
When he said, I was like, who do you think you are? First off, sir, you walked in here like an amateur. You had no portfolio. You talking about you're the one who called this meeting with him, but you were so unprepared. And honestly, I could tell by the look in your face when he showed you the pictures of them, the double-breasted jackets, honey, that you was not liking them outfits because you don't even wear that shit.
no, and you know, and another thing, Martell is not a business-minded person because
Uh-uh.
everything you
Then they
just
should
said.
have a manager. Where is Monica? Hello, real
It's
talk.
I
Carlos
don't
when
think
you need
You
Monica
him.
can
is his
jump in.
manager.
Where's Carlos when you need him? Shit,
Alice is like, you're not
somebody.
doing well enough for that.
Hi, real
Well, you
talk. You
know,
can jump in now.
I think Carlos is I for me, I kind of think this show is winding down.
I think
You
so
know,
too.
I think the
Yeah.
end is near for this show, and I am looking. It's like Mel is getting all her ducks in order.
Mhm.
Um, and she is like when she go on live, it's just some things that Mel say. It's like she don't care about what she say anymore, and it's
Mhm.
like it's like in your face. And when Carlos said that, you know, when that thing was put out that Carlos didn't want the cast talking to YouTubers anymore. It's like Mel is saying, you know, the hell with that. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and who gonna check
Yeah.
me? So I feel like Carlos, he saw after that tape that was supposed to have been out that Martell did, and then he admitted to doing. I think now Carlos wants to separate
Oh yeah.
himself from Martell. He don't want to have no part of that because you know to record some
Oh,
revenge porn, that's a federal offense.
Hmm. Everybody's trying to backpedal from Martell now.
Exactly.
And which I don't
Everybody but the
understand.
baby
Y'all
mama.
shouldn't have said clear as day before it even happened, but it's gonna take for him to what? Go to prison for y'all to be like, have you ever saw that show Evil Lives Here? They always talk about how,
No.
such and such did this, they committed this heinous crime, and then they always say there were signs. Martell is giving fucking red flags. He's throwing the boulders down for Scott Maynard. He's fucking. What else does he need to do?
Mhm.
What does he need to
So
do to show y'all that he is
wait.
unstable?
Real talk is here and she has not spoken. So you
how
can
you
come in
doing?
now.
Hi, real talk.
How you guys
Hi.
doing?
Doing good.
Good. How
Now
are
look,
you?
I don't want to sit there and bust a bubble. I'm not a male fan and I'm not a
Obviously,
Martell
not
fan.
everybody has to
Okay,
be a male fan.
Yeah,
That's
no.
red.
everybody have to be one.
I said
No,
not
not
No, no,
everybody.
no, no.
Sounds
Everybody has their
red.
own opinion. Oh,
everyone.
no.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and say this right quick because I also have a show that I'm about to go and do. When it comes
Okay.
to Martell and his clothing line, first of all, he does not know anything about that field. That is out of his land. Miguel Wilson is worldwide. He's worth over $30 million. He has his own collection all over the world. And I think it was nice for him to put Martell under his wing to showcase his clothes. And
Or he's using Martell.
well, it's not really using because Martell is going to make a profit out of that because he's under his wings. So that is a good thing to me. Which, if I was Martell, I would have never did a clothing line because I think his clothes be entirely too tight. Okay, and $700. Come on. But if I was him, I would have did something in my field, dealing with weights or something with sports,
But he has
something with.
done the same thing. But the
Mm,
problem with Martell is that he refuses to promote. Like
Mhm.
when his suit line came out, I was like, yes. To be honest, I had no problem with him coming out with suit line because I thought that would be the first business he was going to come out with.
Yeah, you did say
But
that actually.
Martell has not promoted this business since that day. No, not really,
Hmm.
since that week.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he wants the suit to
To
promote
fail.
itself. And that's
Mhm.
why it fails.
well, he's
Yep.
Same
waiting
thing
right
with the
now. He's
underwear
waiting right
line,
now
the
until
the
his clothes.
cookbook, the t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like he has so many different endeavors, but when do you hear about it?
Well, he's
You
waiting right now to the guy is working on it. The guy, because They was in a group talking about it last night. So the guy is working on it. He's doing everything. Only thing that Martell is doing, just like every person that comes on these reality shows, is only using their name, except Candy Boris. You know, most likely that's Candy stuff, but he's only using Martell's name. But to get back with the business, you know, with the comeback group or the black whatever export,
Black
what they was talking
export.
about, and
Mm.
also with Scout. With Scout, you know, I wouldn't put it on a reality show either, you know, because these people have 4 locations, and I already had named the 4 locations, not just in Huntsville. So that's just these people' lives. That's their children's legacy. So the way that uh these fans and these bloggers are, you know, sitting there slumming on these people business page, I wouldn't put my personal business out as well. I would
But
keep
this is
that,
not
you know.
personal
But it's
business.
a
This is
reality show.
business.
But you
Right.
know,
It
it's
is.
a
It is.
reality show.
Listen, I
It's a
understand.
reality show. And if
Wait,
you're not going to show your
let her
reality,
land.
I,
Let's real talk land.
I understand. I understand that it's their reality show, but the still of all, this show has took into a different route. It has taken to a very all-time low, and I think that this should be the last anyway. They should just go ahead and revamp.
no, it should
That
just go
might be
ahead
why they're coming
and
out with this
cancel it.
Detroit, Love and Marriage
I
Detroit.
think so too.
But
I
he said
think
he
so
was
too.
revamping.
Hmm.
He said he was revamping. Carlos said he's revamping the whole thing. That the next season, obviously, they can't make the changes as they're shooting the next part of the season. But he said the next season there will be a lot of changes.
Yeah,
So
But
but
didn't he say that about this upcoming season that we were going to see something different? So
but
what have we
now we're
seen
starting to
different?
see the
We
effect.
we haven't seen anything different. All we seen
But
Wanda
you
is not on
know,
there.
in season 4, I think that was the problem of this whole show. Season 4 became so ratchet. Like at
mhm.
some point, I'm like, come on. This is
Mm.
supposed to be a show about professionals, but it became so ratchet.
Yeah.
And I think he realized the mistake because that was the time when the ratings started dropping dramatically.
And then as far as Martell is concerned, Martell is lazy. Martell and Destiny was the same two people. Both he is lazy. He comes out
Where
with
is
all these
Destiny's
good
podcast?
ideas and
Where is
he don't
Destiny's
want to
podcast?
work. He
He's
don't want
so
to
used
work.
to Mel doing everything and somebody else doing the work
Exactly.
for him that he
That's
doesn't know
it.
how to do it
That's
for
it.
himself.
That's it.
That's
And
why he's trying
I
to
don't
find
think
a woman.
How can you say Martell is lazy when he has his own
ma'am, you
business?
know what? How if you have wine, if you had wine 2 years ago, let me finish what I'm saying. If you had wine 2 years ago, that wine should be in stores, in the liquor store, in the public store. That wine should be out where people can buy it. People go online and show me somebody who got a bottle of that wine. Okay. Now he had a cookbook. Did you purchase the cookbook? Did you see the cookbook? I didn't see the
Look,
cookbook.
look,
Did you see the calendar? I didn't see the calendar. I didn't even see Martell promoting the calendar. I didn't see any of that. Now you saying you got an underwear line? I got a man. I got sons. Okay, you say you got underwear out. I have not seen the promotion for that. I haven't seen this man promote anything but
do you
promote his
have,
hatred
ma'am?
and the negativity
Ma'am,
towards male. So you know what? I'm gonna tell you, I am not. I do not like Martell, but this man has children, and I never want to see anyone fail. Legacy, the children, them children, mama named Mel is leaving a legacy for them. They
uh,
dad, I don't know what he's doing. I don't see what you see. I don't see it the way you see it.
do
So
you,
we're gonna
ma'am?
agree to
Do
disagree.
you look? Do you own do you own your own business?
I have a little small business. I make bracelets. And
I'm
I
talking
promote
about.
my bracelets.
I'm talking about.
I make bracelets.
Do you
I
have a
and when
LL? Is it a LLC?
Ma'am, I don't care what it is. I don't
Yes, it
care what it's
does. Yes, it
mine.
does. Because
It's mine. It's mine.
I own 2 homes, and I
I don't. I'm gonna
also
put you
own
on
hair
mute because I
salon.
don't even care
And
to hear what.
trust me, I have calendars. I also do food.
Oh,
I also do food for my community. I give back. The more I
mhm.
give back, the more that I receive. But
Well,
I have
bless
an
your
order. I
heart.
have an order right now of T-shirts, and I cannot sit there when I get the order of T-shirts say, "Oh, I want my T-shirts tomorrow." It does not work like that. It have millions of people, ma'am, that have back orders.
Lady,
That's
you
what it's
know
called,
what?
back
If you was
orders.
talking about someone
This,
else,
this,
I could get with you. But
So
right
hold
if
on.
now,
Can I
I'm
say
gonna put you
something?
on mute because I'm not listening at what you're saying. Because
if
what
Okay,
you're
if
let,
saying
you don't
is
have
let
not
me,
the
let,
fulfilling
can I
what
say
we're
something?
saying.
hey, you have
Hold
to
on,
speak
ladies. Hold on,
fast.
ladies. Hold on,
You have
ladies.
to
Let me
speak
say something real
fast.
quick. Wait a minute, ladies. Let me say something.
My name is Lady
This,
D.
I'm so, no, I was saying ladies, queens,
Okay,
queen. Listen here, we're all queens here, okay?
thank you.
So it's all respect.
And Selena, I don't mean to
It's,
disrespect your
no,
page or
no,
anything
no,
like
not
that because we can agree to disagree. I
exactly.
don't agree with what she's saying, and
And that's the
what you're
uniqueness
saying,
about
ma'am,
it,
Okay,
ma'am.
you're
You
talking
don't
to the
have to
choir.
agree. But if you
I
don't know
don't
anything
agree with
about
what you're
business,
saying,
who in the
so
world thought you
I
would
don't
come
care.
out and spew that lies if you
this,
don't know anything about business?
this
That's
is
not
what
Well,
I'm
you
that's
know
saying.
not
what?
fair.
You know
Okay,
what,
listen.
ma'am?
I'm gonna
That's
say,
All
not
I
I'm gonna
know
say
fair.
is
this.
Y'all
I,
about
make
I know,
my
I
bracelets.
know.
business.
If you
Okay,
a
I
look,
know
we're gonna
about
say
millionaire,
something.
my business.
It's okay. Wait, 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 wait,
Homemaking
wait,
bracelets
wait,
and
wait,
being
wait, wait.
a
Time out.
millionaire is two
Time
different things.
out. Because I didn't know who's speaking. Because
Right.
I
So
think because
listen,
we are
I'm
not
gonna say this just
listening to
because.
each
Oh,
other.
I see. You a pick me. That's what you is. You a pick me. I
No,
get
No,
no,
it.
I'm
no,
I
not
no,
a
no,
get
pick
no.
it.
me. I
No
think
name
that you need
calling.
to
No
No,
get
name
off
no,
that
calling. No
soapbox
name
and
calling.
start
No
I
name
watching
get
what
calling.
you're
it.
Time
saying.
I
out.
Because
get
it's
it.
Time
quite
out.
obvious these
Time
people getting
out.
paid millions of
listen,
dollars
listen.
and
Time
Time
on
out,
out.
a
ladies. Just
Time
reality
out. I
listen.
I
show.
need someone
get
else
it.
to
Queen,
I
speak
get
because
it.
you guys are activated.
right?
I'm
Calm
done.
down.
I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down.
All right.
You don't have to drop down, Maritha. You could have stayed up,
No,
or
she has a
oh, that was
life
real talk. Oh,
too.
okay.
She has a life
Listen, you didn't
too.
have to jump down. Everybody has their opinions, and this is all I was gonna say is because I know business. I have a degree in business management. One thing that I will tell you, promotion is everything. It doesn't matter if you have a lemonade stand, a bracelet company, if you selling pickles in a jar that you make fresh, you promote whatever it is that you're doing. Because the only way in for you to go from a small business to a big business is people have to know you even have a business. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just say it once. You have to keep going. You have to, push that business. So he's not promoting. He says
And
it
that's
one
the
time and
same
he
thing
takes
that is
it as,
happening to Destiny because
yeah,
Destiny
he
has a
takes it as,
podcast coming out.
it's like, oh, I'm on a reality show. If I say that I'm doing this, then it automatically means that that's what I'm doing. No, you're just saying something. There's no proof behind it. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Where's the after effect of it? Where is the, okay, well, this is how I'm starting. I'm looking at fabric right now to try to decide what kind of fabric I want to use. Take us through a whole process of that so that when it comes time for that product to come out, we're ready for it. We know the process. We know what you put in it. We know the fabrics that you used. We know exactly, you know what I'm saying, who it's for. Because some men might not wear all the things that he has. But still, show us something. You show us nothing.
Because this is
And
a very easy endeavor for him to promote.
A hundred
Everybody
percent.
knows Martell for suits.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's amazing that he's not even promoting the whole thing. So nobody can come here. See, we have girls, 16-year-olds being millionaires selling human hair.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They go on TikTok lives talking about this. They create, like, they do so much to make sure that people notice them. But you
Hmm.
already noticed. Why are you not selling yourself?
Exactly.
100%. Like,
Exactly.
Celine, I am so sorry because that was so out of character for me. It really was. But some people just irks my nerves. I don't want to see, I never like to see any of my people fail. But when you don't treat people right and you don't do right, and the Bible tell you nothing, when you dig a pit for one person, you dig one for yourself. Because whatever you got for me, it's gonna come back for you. And when someone, I don't care about somebody, supporting Martell. I really don't. But don't tell me what I don't know. I know my business. I know my business. I don't care how many other businesses anybody got. All I'm saying, I have not seen anything. The wine been out 2 years, and
And
I don't know
when the wine
nobody.
came out, he was not even shipping to Alabama.
No, it wasn't shipping in Alabama. And then when the wine came out, you know, wine is yeah, wine is expensive, good wine, but you can walk in. I live in Florida and we have Publix here. I don't know where you ladies live, but here you could go in Publix, you could go in Walmart, you can go in Winn Dixie, you could go in any store and pick up a bottle of wine. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna, I would for a
Mm-hmm.
good vodka or for a good gin, of course I would spend $40, but it costs you almost more money to ship the wine than
Right.
the wine is actually what the wine actually is.
And most
So
people don't
Lady
practice
D,
that.
the point is that the point we're hitting on is his promotion. You know what? Let me prove to you guys that he's not promoting anything. I'm going to show you his Instagram page because Instagram is where everything happens, right? So let's go to Martell's Instagram. That's if he has not blocked me. Let me change my account to the one he has not blocked. Okay, let me share my screen so you guys can see. So we're going to look for Martell's page to show you that he's not promoting anything. Because how would you have how many followers does he have? Martell. Yes, 337K followers. Let me remove this comment from my
Which is actually better
screen.
than I thought it would have, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
he has 100K fake followers. So anyway,
Oh, okay.
I remember him buying it. That was about season 4 when he was acting persecuted.
Okay, right.
So the
and these are
last
things he wants
post
people to buy.
was May 23rd. When June 11th.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Mm.
And you know what? The thing about it is, one thing I don't understand is why do people struggle to outsource things, right? If I'm someone who does not like to post, does not really like social media, and I have a business, best believe I'm paying somebody. It could be a random person in my family. It could be someone
Mm-hmm.
I met through someone. I'm paying someone to post for me. Do the captions and post the pictures, honey. Like I'll take the
Why
picture.
doesn't he
Post
give
it for me.
suits to Marsau to wear and take a picture? Give a suit
Yeah.
to Carlos to take a picture and post. Give a
Mm-hmm.
suit to Maurice to take a picture and post. Give a suit to every single person in the Love and Marriage franchise.
Right.
Even extend further to Ready to Love.
But you
Listen
know,
here.
most
You know what?
men,
Take
but
it
you
a
know,
step further. If you really want to be that guy and you are that guy, listen, baby, I'm about to drop a gem. Don't just make suits for men. Show your sons in a nice suit because, we buy for our kids too because we like for our kids to
exactly.
look good.
Oh, baby suits are so expensive, and mothers are willing to spend $1,000 buying
Come
baby
on
suits.
now.
Yeah.
You're not,
But you
there's no
know,
promotion.
but you know what? Most men that are married, they don't buy their suits. Their wives
What?
buy their
Exactly.
suits.
And that's what I'm
And
saying.
when females learn that this man is, this is his suit line, they will bypass it simply because of who he is. And
Mm-hmm.
that would be a good way to market it. With Marsau, Maurice, and Carlos, and he's in the divine nine.
Spread your
Give
wings.
give some of your frat brothers. Let some
Right.
of your frat brothers, uh,
All these
wear your
people
suit.
in town, the police, the all
Yes,
these people.
yes.
You
Give
got
one to
enough
the
men that you know
girl.
that you can give a suit to. And listen, you need to give a suit to every man that different body types, different body sizes, because there are so many different kind of men. You need to market to everyone. You're not doing anything. You're just
Yeah, this is my problem. Like, does it seem like he hasn't worn one particular suit everywhere? He wore it to Atlanta, where it's like I've seen him wear this suit multiple times. And I saw
that
one of the
checkered.
suits
You
in
talking
his
about the checkered
line.
one?
Yeah, like I've seen him wear that suit multiple times. So why is it part of his line? That's so common. Why would I spend 700,000? No, 700 on that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's catering to a
Knowing that
different.
one, that's not even your suit, honey, because that suit can be bought. Like, let's
Also,
get
look
an
at the
original suit.
pictures. Also, guys, look at the pictures. The pictures are not even that great. They look very unprofessional. Like, let's talk about the pictures. If I saw the pictures, I'm not buying a suit.
Uh-uh.
If that's my first encounter with your suit line, and these are the pictures, the best pictures you could come up with, I'm not buying the line. Why would I?
I'm so
No,
disappointed. Like,
I've
I
seen
don't know.
these things. Why would
I
I
don't
buy
know. Maybe I
something
feel
that I
more
can go buy cheaper?
disappointed because I had hopes.
You know, he's not really thinking, because you have to put in the demographic of where you're going to be selling these suits. I don't know how many people in Huntsville, I work nationwide and stuff like that. It's all about the demographics, because you know, in Florida, men don't wear heavy suits, you know, wool
To
blend
God.
suits like that, because you know, our seasons, we have about 20, maybe 72 hours of winter. Our
Mm-hmm.
weather, it's either hot or it's raining here in Florida. And then you got the people up north, and then you got the people on the East Coast, and the men on the West Coast.
Right.
They dress different. Men
Because
in
I'm out west.
citrus,
I'm in California, and it's
yeah.
hot out here too, but we still have cool weather. And
And,
there's so many different. The demographics of men is so different.
yeah, and there's a lot. You know, my mom used to own a boutique. Um, and she used to her boutique was mainly with African garments, and she would
Mm,
get all her African clothes and stuff from Senegal, Nigeria, Nairobi, and Kenya. And she used to
mm.
sell African fabric, not the fabric that you could go in the stores and get. Hers came from
The
Africa.
source
It
came
was
from the
the
source.
original kente and
Mm.
mud cloth, and you
Oh,
know, and stuff like that. So you know, there's in some weathers you can't wear mud cloth in, because mud cloth is heavy,
Heavy. Yeah.
but you can wear
Well,
kente.
his immediate customer. Well, hello, beautiful queens
Hello,
and
Queen. Hello,
hi,
Miss
hello,
Savannah.
Savannah.
ladies. This is my first time joining finding your show, and thank you for allowing me to join the conversation. And
You're
I
welcome.
have an issue with all these pretend business people, because they're not leaders. Because I have an issue with them even showing up late to a business meeting. I don't know if we've gotten to that scene yet.
We
And
have.
we have, okay.
Yeah, but we can
I
always talk about it because it's disrespectful and very unbusinesslike.
Unprofessional.
So
absolutely,
very unprofessional.
absolutely. I do travel into Huntsville, Alabama for business. I work for the federal government, and so I come into Huntsville, Alabama. And Martell is lazy. He should have been prepared. He if this and I apologize that the gentleman's name escapes me at the moment. The one he had the
Miguel.
Miguel. Thank
Mm.
you. I apologize. Um, he should have did his homework. Um, who he was having the meeting with, and knew who he what came with sketches, came with exactly with fabric types, knew what he wanted. Huntsville is nothing but churches. There's a church in
Mm.
every corner.
Mm.
That's going to be his immediate customer. When Huntsville knew that this show was coming, and when the show was pitched, it was the government poured a lot of money to build up that community. So because they built a lot of subdivisions, and then that's how the these scopes, and they were like, oh, we were gonna be building a lot of infrastructure in there. So I actually also was excited to see, oh, we were going to see some business leaders and see, but then it turned into this. It, it wasn't Black excellence. It turned into drama, and then I immediately turned away from it. I haven't seen it since season 3, and while I'm not a um, sincere fan of Melody, I do respect her as a businesswoman. Um, I see that the only person I do see on the hustle is Melanie. Melody. I see her ripping up receipts and labels, and she be on social media, and she is on her grind. She is pushing out her product. She's the only one doing it. I don't see anybody else out there. What's the other lady? When they ask her what are the ingredients, she says buy it and look on the label. She don't even know what her
Latisha.
ingredients are on her product.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this is nothing but fakeness. So I'm disappointed on this show. I'm tired of fake reality TV, and it is an embarrassment of what this to me is just love, like loving hip hop, or just it is just if it if it's not about Melody or Candy, because I do respect Candy as a businesswoman. I don't watch Atlanta either. I don't watch reality TV, but I do respect them as businesswomen because I see their hustle and their grind. And I also own my own LLC. So I do my homework. So I know, because Stormi is another one. Stormi, she is her own worst enemy. How can you be a businesswoman and have that nasty attitude? You can't sit in a board meeting and have that negative disposition and think that buyers and suppliers are going to be uh, supporting you when you're talking and downplaying your customer base with the negativity that you spew. And I cannot support that. So thank you for allowing me to share your platform this afternoon. And I just joined, and I will continue to follow you.
Thank you for coming up, and come up anytime. Actually, like we like everybody should know that on the panel we're like we include everybody. We're open minded. We like discussions. We love everyone's viewpoints. It's not about bashing anyone. We just like to speak the truth, and our opinion is what it is. Everyone has one. So,
Yep, that's pretty much it. But I would love to go to Huntsville. I have a cousin that some of his when he graduated college, some of his fraternity brothers are live in Huntsville, and I would love to not to be nosy, just to go and see.
listen, I'm with you, Maurice. I done thought about it too, so don't even worry. You're
I
not
don't
alone.
believe that.
I not really to be nosy, but I would love to see what Blight actually looks like. And well, we know Madani ain't open no more, so we can't go there.
Packed out. She has packed
Huh?
out of Madoni. She's no longer there.
Yeah, she's no longer there.
She has
And
moved out.
that, and you know what? That could have been because you're the only. Don't necessarily mean everyone is going to flock to you. But if she had to advertise that properly, and if she had to advertise that, and the lady just said it's a lot of churches in Huntsville. That's where you start to go to every church. You
Yeah.
put out flyers, you put out fielders, and you have when you have a grand opening again and again, you give away stuff.
Right.
You have a little sales paper that you print out. Even you do paper, and you do social media is the best thing going right now.
Also make sure you get involved with the community. There's always, the toy drives and back to school, do little hairdos for the kids, back to school for free. Make sure that you got maybe a couple stylists that you have that you can actually, that will come out with you and make a beautify the city day or something where you're just actually going out and making a difference. Because sometimes just the thought of helping or just the thought of positivity can create so much positive.
Yeah.
Like
Just
it'll create like a bubble around you, like and stuff will just start happening. You just gotta shift your mind frame and your how you move. When you move like a snake,
that's what
I'm saying? You stay in the grass.
And just like Mel said, even Mel do all her own, she pack her stuff, she unpack her stuff, and the
And
people
that's
in the post,
promotions.
Right.
but the people at the post office know her. Also, these people know me at the post office. Okay, here you a bundle, here you a bundle, here you a bundle. Mel,
Mhm.
she said give women things, and then during Christmas, Mel would go around to the neighborhood and give not only give money, give help out in the neighborhood. She
Mhm.
give. They say they wanted to give back.
Mhm.
That male give, because when somebody is doing something and you say, "Oh man, that is so nice," you know what? I'm gonna stop in there. I'm gonna get something. I don't need anything, but I'm just gonna get it because she's just a sweet person. But when you're talking
Mhm.
about doing something for the neighborhood, when you never did anything for the community before, people start looking like, is this real or is this another?
And
Is
just
this
like that
somebody coming in and trying to
the
scam us?
fundraiser where they said that they've been giving to the community every year. I'm like,
If they had been given to the community, they wouldn't have had to cancel that.
Y'all have not figured out that they are the community.
Because they would have had their regular
yeah,
sponsors that would have continued to work with
Exactly.
them.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, if this was something that I'm gonna tell you something. At my church, we have a ministry called Love Ministry. My church is not we haven't been in existence for about 14 years, right? So we had our first tea party, and we were just doing something to bridge the generation gap. And when we had this tea party, I mean, it was so many women came out, different kind of women came out. And they go, "Oh, when you guys do this next year," we weren't even thinking about doing it, next year, but because we had so much feedback, now it's going to be an annual thing. So, and my little church sit right on the corner, sit on a corner. We got Hispanics, we got Haitians, we got all type of people that surround us. But they know that little church on the corner. They know if I go in that little church on that corner and I need something, these people don't even know me. They're going to help me
Mhm.
out. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever they're having something, I'm gonna make it my business. If I don't like what they got, I'm gonna get. And so many people just come in when we're out there and say, "Well, I don't really like that, but here's a donation. Here's a
That's
donation."
right.
So
Right.
when you give to the community don't mind supporting you back.
Right.
So they
That's what I'm
wouldn't have
saying. You
had.
gotta go out. You gotta go out in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, they don't mind, and but they didn't have to if they had the support of if they had been supporting the community, they wouldn't have to say, "Well, we're not canceling. We're just what's the word when
Postpone.
you don't
Or postpone.
postpone?" Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you don't
you see
postpone
this
something.
comment, and they said if they were smart, they could have had tons of black chocolate in the bottle tasting Madoni when it was open. Madoni was only allegedly, but from someone who lives there, Madoni was only open for the grand opening and then it was closed. Credit
I
one
believe that.
to Lure
You didn't even
fans
have
and
the
potential.
electricity on. There was no electricity flowing in that building during that grand
Exactly.
reopening.
Because
It
they
was
were
only
burning up, they were
open for that
fanning.
opening. And
Yeah,
now she has a podcast coming out. She has announced this podcast 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks. 4 weeks. We've not seen one episode.
we're
I thought she
blessed.
did one episode like last week or week before last. I thought she had her first one.
She had the first one last week. Aisha, let me check. Because I haven't
I
followed
think
her.
she had one.
I
I
was
did.
waiting
I
so
was like 2
long.
weeks ago or something like that. But
Oh, with
Let me
I didn't
check.
pay
Delinda. Is
attention
that
to
the
that
interview
shit.
with
Are you
Belinda,
sure?
or somebody?
Or Melnika, I think.
Malnika. She had the interview with Malnika.
But
Uh-huh.
she didn't post anything. Like, see, there's nothing.
You know,
So I don't know.
it's
Maybe she was
crazy.
doing like on does a little like snippet of a promo to make it like check this
It was a
out. But
promo. That's the point. She sent us this promo 4 weeks ago.
And
with no
nothing
date, no
happens.
time, no nothing. Just no. And she probably just recorded it that day and then posted it like this is going to be the episode.
She
Girl.
has recorded the episode because she showed snippets of this. But to date, it has not dropped.
Can we talk about the manipulation of Marsau at that meeting? Can you
Oh my
believe the words
goodness.
that came out his mouth? Well, I think if anybody here expects to get money for this, then I think
You're
they're
greedy.
cheap. How dare
You're
you?
No,
I
he
mean,
said
Right.
he
They're
think
greedy.
they're
greedy.
greedy.
Greedy. How dare you try to reverse psychology? How dare you? That may
The
work with
audacity.
Tisha.
The audacity.
That shiznit may work with Tisha, but that ain't working in the real world because we got you,
Mm-mm.
bro. We see
Uh-uh.
you.
I'm
But
so
First
you
of
glad that
know,
even
all,
Maurice called his
my
ass out because
first,
Maurice was like, no, y'all trying to recycle our idea.
not only that, when you first started out, y'all were on a different level. When you where you are now in relationships, swear to God, why would you expect anybody? All the stuff y'all did when you talked about my kids, da 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 da, y'all didn't care about the money I was
All that
making, whatever.
house,
How
someone with evil
what
heart.
would make
Yeah.
you think that I would do anything free for you? I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what you can't see my hands, but your cause is. I don't have to support your cause when I'm already doing what I gotta do for my peoples, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When we
but
don't never
see,
see your causes reap any benefits. We see Mel's Easter egg hunt every year, Christmas drive. We see the mayor and the people come out for her stuff, but we don't
Mm-hmm.
see yours repeatedly doing anything.
Right. There
You're just
is
mad
nothing from
but
because
you
them.
know
we're
what,
not going to let
Martell
you.
Holt, you know what Maurice's whole thing, Marsau whole thing was when Mel was asking all those questions. You know, when you're in a business meeting, you should expect to be asked questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they already knew that when Mel asks, what's your price point? What are you paying? And when Mel asked that question, that's where the animosity came in. And when
Do you
Tisha said that they weren't paying nobody,
do you
then
remember that they said they got 100K in sponsorship? And if I can remember, the list of people that were there, they were not up to 5 people. And Wanda was part of the people who had the books. So
Mm-hmm.
you basically
So
paid
with
the money
Stormy
back to
and
yourself.
It's not adding up.
that's
Make
what
it
I
make
said.
sense.
They are the community. They are the charity. Just like with
So
this
it's a
whole
lie.
the casino night, that was money that was supposed to go back to them because y'all are living in an apartment. And from what the snippet that was showed, or for what's going to happen next week, it looks like there was some talk where Marsau was not in the house with you, Latisha.
Well, my thing too is for Tisha to say we will be paying, but we're not paying anybody here.
Here, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Sin nerve. Oh my God. I just can't. Listen, I know, Martha, I ain't letting it get to me like that. Trust me. I'm just saying. But well, come on now. Just the blatant, um, like,
is the audacity.
Clean in our
God,
faces.
girl, I need my peace pipe. Wait a minute, y'all. This
Listen,
is
I was gonna say,
Girl,
hold
crazy.
on,
don't
hold
say
on.
that
Listen, I'm
because
gonna
it's
say now,
dry
y'all
on this
know if
side over
y'all
here.
follow me, y'all know that I be up in here. Listen, and I was like, ooh, you must. You,
Boy, don't even talk about your peace pipe. Don't even talk about don't because it's been so dry in this apartment. So I'm saying, man, if it wasn't so hot outside, I'd get in my car and go across the bridge right now. But it's hot outside.
listen.
Yeah, it is hard. But yeah, I
Woo.
just can't believe him. The nerve of him. He's just disgusting. He's a disgusting man. He really is.
You see
Anything
the way
that
he
come
was
out
looking
his
at
mouth.
Tisha as he was lying. He couldn't look at anyone else. Him and Latisha. Did it sound rehearsed to y'all when she first came in? Like, I sent you guys the email, but if you we could talk about it
They
now.
didn't send
So
any
I
email.
had
She said you guys were supposed to send us
right.
email.
Mm-hmm.
But you
And
know
then
Did
she
what?
proceeded to say she sent an email.
wait, why would she not think that? Y'all hosted this meeting. Remind, like, y'all, this is supposed to be y'all's idea. Why would you not feel like you should reach out and see, like, hey, everyone, this is what's going on. Need your feedback. Send.
But you know
Who
what
in their
that
right mind
was?
would come and email you first?
But you know what that was? She wanted them to email her their ideas.
Uh-huh.
So she can put them together.
Bingo.
Then she could put it
Bingo.
like it was her idea.
Uh-huh.
And you see what
Yep.
Melody did? Melody was packing packages. And
Mm.
Kimmi was doing whatever it is Kimmi was doing.
I was proud of Kimmi though.
So,
Kimmi
Yeah.
came with the facts. She said, "Wait a minute.
Right.
Stop it."
Hold on.
But
2018?
let's go
No.
on to. I think we spent over 1 hour on this. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
because
her
that was just
meeting
so
with
much.
the lawyer.
Mm.
mm. Okay. Lawyer.
Let me tell you, that meeting was a lot. And this right here with the lawyer, wait a second. Are we gonna dive head first, or are we gonna take it slow? Because we can dip our toe
Straight
in
in.
first. Straight there. Okay, here you go, sir. So you wanted the password to her social media? Why? You want to know who she's dating romantically? Why? Creepy ass dude. Excuse me, sir. I'm gonna need you to dial it back. Listen here. Excuse me. That's invasion of privacy. And the only reason why you want that is because you're still wanting control over Mel. You really don't care about these kids. I'm gonna put it out there. You're not a great dad. I don't care who says it. I don't care who
A great
disagrees
dad will not
disagrees
try
with me.
to ruin
You're not
the
a great
mother
father.
of his kids.
Not at all. You want control over Melody. You still think that for some reason you have some type of right to her, and you don't. You have no right to her. You have no right to her money. You have no right to your kids' money because it's their money. You have no input on any of that. And it's coming after that interview you did with Queen Sheba. We all knew you was fucking lying. We all knew you lied. But this right here proves just how far you were willing to go to try to get and gain access to this woman's life.
But
And
what
that's
about the
crazy.
judge? Even the lawyer said, "I've never even seen the judge entertain that."
Right.
But
I think he was just saying like he was like, no judge is gonna entertain no shit like that. Ain't no judge even thinking about
I
that.
wonder who
The
was.
judge did not accept it.
But you know what? For that to be even drawn up, what kind of lawyer? But I know your lawyer is working for you. As long as you paying him, he working for you. What kind of lawyer did this lawyer not try to, tell this man to stand down? That's not your business. Y'all divorced. Her passwords to her social media, whatever Mel has to say about you, she said. But the lady ain't never said nothing about you to defame you from getting jobs. We see the slimy dog that you is, the no good dog that you is. We see that, and people don't understand. Like these social media pages and stuff like that, when you're dealing with Fortune 500 companies and even some little companies, they have people that just don't do nothing but monitor the social media. To see what's going on online. And if someone, sends something to somebody in corporate America, what they do, they investigate that and they go on that. They have somebody to go on that page themselves to see exactly what's going on. A lot of people has been canceled from what you have seen from their social media. A lot of people been fired. A lot of people have people that didn't stop doing business with a lot of people because of the way that they portray themselves on. So you showing me one thing, you showing me one side of you, but this is actually the way that you are. I can't do business with you anymore. And when Martell he wanted to know all this woman business, that's not your business. Y'all not married. It's going on 3.5 years, sir. I don't know if you have not gotten the memo yet. Y'all divorced. Y'all not separated. Y'all divorced. This lady done with you. You don't need to know none of that. All you need to know is that that's your baby, them your children mother, and that woman can take care of her kids. This lady just took her kids gave the little girls a beautiful birthday party. Just took these kids on a vacation. I wish I could go on.
She didn't ask him for a dime. She didn't ask him for a red.
Not one dime penny did she ask him for. So you know what?
He got it good and he don't even know it.
Martell missed his
So
blessing.
good.
That was his blessing. Mel was his blessing.
You
And
got
he
4 kids and you only got to pay child support? Boy, you
yes,
Right.
better shut
Right.
up.
yes.
Four kids and no
And
child
no child
support.
support. Come
Let that
on
sink
now.
in.
Mel is paying tuition, basically everything. He's
Yeah.
useless to those kids.
Yeah, but did
Listen,
I
Martell,
heard that Melody trademarked the Eminem kid's name. Did she really do that?
Yes,
Yeah, I
that's
think
why
her
he
mom
hyphenated
did.
his
she,
name.
I
Smart
think her
for
yeah.
mom,
her.
yeah.
Smart.
I
And that's
miss
why he's going
Listen,
around posting
Melody
locks.
Melody was the brain, and I don't give a damn. She was the bronze because he just thought that he had it, but no, honey, you don't. You didn't. You never have. And for you, this is what I find even more disgusting is you want to know who she's with romantically. Why? It's not you.
He's
I need
It
to
will
know
obsessed.
who's
never be
around
Hyphenated
you
my
and then
again.
changed
kids.
that name from Holt
He's
because he's no
obsessed.
longer a Holt.
but y'all wait a minute. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 next Saturday, when Mel had that dress up, that fancy, I'm reclaiming my time, I'm reclaiming my name.
Hmm.
This Negro gonna go insane. He might walk in front of traffic. He gonna go crazy. He
Oh,
is gonna be
Oh man.
crazy. And then people say, "Well, I don't know why she changing her name. What about her children?" That Holt is her children's
Her
name.
Israel's
children.
name.
Yeah.
Rogers is her given name. That's her name. So Mel said, "I'm just reclaiming me back." And
Right.
Martell, he hates. I'm gonna tell you that man is gonna go crazy. I'm telling y'all next week after the 17th, when Mel is no longer a Holt and her name is Melody Sheree
Woo!
Rogers,
Rogers.
that
Hmm.
man gonna go bananas.
She's
Oh
a
I'm
yeah.
telling
psychosis
y'all,
now.
he
He
might try to
already
That
come.
look like
authority is going
listen,
to
he
use it.
already looking bad, y'all. Y'all can see he looks stressed out. He losing weight. His face is sinking in. He drinking all his wine because he the only person with his mama. So listen, he was
Yeah,
on
Yes,
that
he did. Like, let
13%
me
bad
show you his
at
response.
Queen Sheba.
Let me show you his response because he did respond to Mel changing her name. It was like, well, I was not the cause of her changing her name, blah blah blah. Like, dude, you had this man in from law case to law case. And the thing is
Wow.
that I hate when all these dumbasses are like, oh, but she could have filed for this, blah blah blah. If you look at the timeline, she filed for divorce 2020. It was finalized
Wow.
2021. So she had an active law case. 2021, she filed for bankruptcy to avoid Martell taking any money from her.
Hmm.
She thought she was going to get her name changed. That was when she found out that Martell sued her for full custody. It seems like I
So
need
it
to
is your
remind people
fault.
what happened.
So it is your fault.
Hmm.
It
Because
has
she
he
said
everything.
that she wanted to change her name. At first, she wanted to keep it, for the kids. And she even said that it was, she wanted to have the same name as her kids so that they didn't have, or feel a certain type of way. But, Mel moves in the spirit. And when Yehovah comes and talks to her, she moves in the direction that he leads her. So for her to be able to do this now, and he knows that he has no control over because he done lost. This right here, I feel like could have been another reason why he even filed for this full custody because he knew that if he did that, she couldn't change her name.
and
And
that's
now
what
that
I've
she
been
can,
thinking too.
I
ooh,
think what is so sad with everything is like there were a lot of pick me's in the comments, basically
Ooh,
being like, "Oh, why
I
is
was so
Melody?"
surprised that, oh my fucking God, reality TV's page, the women were really bashing those pygmies. But when you go
Yeah,
to other pages, it seems like that page has more reasonable people.
yeah,
mhm.
100%. There were pick me's all over. Even the bit about I just
Oh,
lost
did
that.
you see when I posted it on my blog? They were like,
Mm,
well, she will still be a Holt regardless. When she goes to the kids'
mhm.
school, when she goes to the doctor, I'm like,
Why are you so
seriously?
obsessed with her being
Right,
called a Holt? What
You
is
right.
and
this?
Marcel
She's
was so
not,
obsessed.
She don't want
no,
to be
she's
called
not a
a
hoe
Holt no more. What
because just like
what
at the school and the doctor, she can change that paperwork and it be Mrs. Rogers.
It's gonna be
She's
changed.
Miss
She's gonna do
Rogers.
that. Oh, believe me, Mal's got her. She
Right.
knows
She
how to
is
take care of her
Miss
business.
Rogers right now.
And also,
She-
I don't know how people can rationalize the fact that he was asking for passwords. I also noticed that there was a
no,
lot of me's, and there was a YouTube live show that I watched. This was, I think, a couple of weeks ago when it first came out about the court documents and all those sorts of things. And I remember this lady saying she's apparently meant to be a paralegal or something. And she was talking about the fact that, yeah, well, it's pretty standard. You know, he's probably just trying to understand what her rates would be and what she's getting and how much income she's getting from social media. I'm like, he does not need her password to be able to do so. He does
mm-mm.
not need her password to be able to do so. That's an invasion. And it's so shocking how there are lots of women actually defending and continuously feel like, oh, for instance, they were like, oh, why does it come across as Melody is saying is Martell's fault? It is Martell's fault. He was the one that took her to court asking
Mhm.
for full custody when they already had the 7 days on, 7 days off. So it's like, I don't understand why no one gives Martell, or the pick-me's are always vexed when Martell is called out for what Martell is responsible
To
for.
them, it's so fine because if you check the comment section, people were like, well, Martell is so fine, so Mel is doing everything to annoy him, that she's changing his name because he knows I will hurt him. I'm sorry, we're no longer married. I don't need your
I don't
name.
think you're
And when
correct
those
that.
kids grow up,
Yep.
they can't change their name too. So
Yeah, the shit that they say makes no sense to me, and it really boggles my mind. How the fuck can you be so shallow to where you're like, oh, I don't give a fuck as long as he looks good and he's got a body like that, I'll look past every fucking thing. Bitch, get your
But
priorities
you know
together. And
what?
I don't like calling women bitches, but listen, when y'all acting stupid like this, you're acting like you really have had no fucking home training. I
But you
wonder
know what?
who has raised you
Like
hoes.
you've been dropped
But
on
you know what? There are some women, and we know, and everybody know one like that. Before there's some women, I be, like on social media, on, YouTube sometimes, and the news will come up about how this lady let this man do this to her child, and just to appease him so he wouldn't leave her. Man, just like you said, I don't like calling women bitches either, but bitch, he ain't got to leave you. I'm leaving him.
Right?
So those are my children. And
Right?
then, when I hear women, you can have your opinion, just like they say with women, beauty fades, it
Mhm.
fades. That fine body used to look like a Coca-Cola bottle. Now it's looking like
Mhm.
a 2 liter. And just like Martell, they talk about, oh, he's so fine, he's so fine. All of that what's all up in his chest now gonna be down in his belly. You know how they talk about us, how our tits be slapping us in the face, and the next thing you know, they be sitting in our laps and stuff like that. So the same thing gonna happen with Martell. And they can't get past how fine he is. But can he
Oh,
take?
it's already
it's
happening.
not even that
Did y'all see?
fine.
Did y'all see when they was like?
He's
Did y'all see
short.
when he was doing the video of like when he was putting on the suits and stuff, and the one that was showing his body? I was like, oh, his stomach. Look at that. Look
But
like
you know what?
some.
I would rather have me a man that I can intellect. I love when, to me, it's so sexy and so stimulating sitting down or laying in bed and just having a good conversation about what happened today. Did you see the news, baby? What's
Yeah.
your thoughts? What's your thoughts about that? Well, boo, I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts about that? And he telling
Mhm.
me he's encouraging me, he's talking to me, and we just having stimulating conversation. And his
Girl.
body, the
Yes,
body,
Miss Marisa.
we can
Yes.
work on the body, but that mind, that's what attract me to a man.
That's what.
His
Yes.
mind.
Yes, the mind is so sexy. And you're right, intellectual conversation is just such a turn on. And it's only for certain women because, not everybody gets to like, I don't want a man that does this because sometimes it can be intimidating if you have a strong man who can actually hold a conversation without it just being sexual.
Yeah,
When you can
but
just
it's
have a
true.
conversation, I'm gonna tell
Melody's
you,
monogram is MRS. Melody Rogers, Shari.
Yeah. No,
I
she,
wish
yeah,
I had got an
yeah,
invitation. I would have
yeah.
went. I would have
Listen,
went. I would have been shopping. I would have been in the mall today shopping for my black dress. Yeah,
I'm
I
right?
not
would
sure
have went.
Marcel is going to show his ass
Oh
because he
yeah, you gonna
definitely would
show
not
up?
be invited.
He's always gonna show up. He gonna do some uninvited, some old regular Martell shit without failure. We know Martell is going to Martell it.
Well, I hope Mel be mailing it, and
Oh, she
Marcus
does. Now you know
and
she
the rest of
will.
it. And if she need to hire security,
Listen,
security.
if she has a
The
boo, we
way
gonna
she
say
treats Tisha
if she
She
outside
has
of
a
already got
church.
boo,
security. She already
if
said it.
if
She
she
already
has
got
a boo,
security.
her boo gonna be there too, and ain't
Ooh,
nobody
I
still
hope
gonna know
so.
who her boo is. Ain't nobody gonna know. But I feel like if she does have one, he's still gonna be there in the cut. Cause listen, he gonna be there to support.
Mhm.
I can't wait, Mel. Congratulations. It is
Well,
wonderful.
y'all
I'm so
know,
glad she's really taking back her life, and it's hers now. Like,
but y'all know they talk about Mississippi was burning. You remember that movie, Mississippi Burning?
yeah,
Mhm.
Alabama gonna be set
Ella.
on fire. Mel Boo come there.
Hmm.
It's gonna
Why
be
would
hell
anyone
in Huntsville.
congratulate her?
Uh-uh.
You know,
Mm-mm.
if
Yeah,
her boo shows up there, ooh, the next
that
episode.
Martell really is gonna go play in traffic then.
Mm.
Yes, he is, honey.
He
Yes,
definitely
he
will
is.
then.
He might walk
He
off
gonna
the
be sitting
bridge.
he gonna be
He
sitting
can't bring
down with a
Arionne to
bottle
the
of Indes
show.
wine, just waiting.
He
He
may
might
actually
hit
come with
himself in the
Sheree.
head.
He
No,
can't
well,
bring
you know,
Arionne to Mel's place.
mm-mm.
Uh-uh. I can't wait for her to. I can't wait till next week. I'm ready for the ceremony. Shoot, I might get a
Yes,
little black dress myself and get
because
online.
I'm actually starting to notice that Martell is trying to keep up his image so that people see him a certain way. That's why when
100%.
the narrative goes another way, he tries all he can to bring it back. That was the reason
Mhm.
why he reached out to Queen Shiva for that interview, but it didn't go his way. Because this is the first time Martell is commenting in the comment section. Because he
Mhm.
knew what kind of episode was going to drop, and everybody's dragging him left, right, center. That's
Mhm.
it.
He still don't know how to do damage control because that little message was nothing.
You know
That was
what?
nothing.
There is no damage control. You know what? I like to look at things in the spiritual. You see, when you do something to a child of God, all you have to do is go ahead and go in your closet and cry, get on your knees and pray, and God gonna handle the rest. Don't you try to handle it, because you know what?
Mhm.
God always have a way of revealing things. He can use anybody he want to at any time he want to. First, he used Carson to expose that tape, the plot about the tape, and then
Mhm.
Martell was so brazen. He went on Queen Sheba. And he thought he could finesse Queen Sheba. He thought he could charm Queen Sheba. But then after a while, you see he was sipping on that wine. After a while, you start seeing him drinking, take big gulps of that wine. Because Queen,
Mhm.
he was trying to hold that attitude of his. He was trying to hold it in check. And it was at one point, Queen Sheba said something,
He
and he
was
started
really
shaking
putting
Are
it
his
you?
on.
You
head.
remember he said, "Are you against me?"
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then
When he answered that, I was like, but do y'all know that?
then
Okay, y'all see that pattern? Because remember when the girl on Facebook came out and was talking about how he was, in her DMs or whatever and was trying to get her to buy that property, he asked her the same thing. Are you a friend or foe? Basically, are you my enemy?
And it was like, my friends do not talk bad about me in the
Yeah,
show.
friends.
and he asked Queen Sheba, "You don't like me? Do you like me?"
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
Why should I like you if I'm
Oh, you
yeah,
interested
must
in
be a
you? We have
millimeter.
no relationship.
exactly. But he was so damn dumb. The woman got on what she had on, a push
I
through
pushed
shirt.
through. Yep.
Okay, who says push through? Who been saying push through?
Right. We know who's
And
clothing
so
that was
But
where that
to
to
came
when
clean
I
from.
up
see that
something,
picture of Martell and that boy, I was happy that social media was eating him up. They had to close the comment section because how
Lovely.
is one thing good for the goose, but it's not good for him?
Not good for the gander.
Right. It's definitely not.
and that was another dig at Melody.
Of course it
Because
was.
you can't show
Because
your kids,
yeah,
but I can show my
and have you
kids.
noticed that Arionne is always
Mhm.
calling that boy Baby Holt, Baby Holt. You will never see Mel calling our child Baby Holt.
No, because
That
one,
name is caused. His mom
that
is an alcoholic. His dad non-existent. His brother in jail. Him uneventful, poor, broke, and insane. So the name is caused. So I really don't know what's the name Holt.
no. What
I
comes
feel
with that?
sorry for the baby. I feel
Nope,
sorry
not
for the
yet.
little
Not
boy
honey.
because he's being a pawn. Because
Mhm.
that baby is being used to hurt someone else. And it's not the baby's fault that he's here. It's just a situation that he was born into that people look at him differently than they look at the other children. And Martell is used just like the mammy used the baby to hurt Mel. Martell is using that baby to do the same thing. But the thing is, you can't hurt someone who's over it. The
Right.
baby's here. He can't go back where he came from. He can't do that, so he's here. And you know what? I'm
Yeah, but
glad.
for him to let take pictures and be on YouTube or whatever with that baby, and then take Mel to court to not be able to do with hers is just not right. That's bull crap.
No.
I don't play that.
Because he
She need to
can't
go
take
back
It
to
nothing
is.
away
court.
from
It's
them.
not
Now
fair.
that,
It's
yeah, I
not
was
fair.
right. But see, this the thing. Now that her name is Rogers, once she gets this done, now listen here, we're gonna take this a different way because my kids are a trademark. They are a business and a brand, and
And,
they
and,
need to be able to promote their
and
business
you
and
know
their
what? You're
brand.
right. And I always say, you know how angry it makes us when Martell do something. Mel gets angry also, but she don't allow that anger to take over. You know how you can get angry about something, and if you hold it, it festers. But when you get angry and just let it go, it ain't nothing I could do about this right here. There's nothing that, and people don't understand. Prayer changes conditions. When you hear this girl say, "I done fast, I done prayed, I done cried, I done prayed," and after that, she leave it alone. And after you leave it
Mhm.
alone, and you put it in God's hand, nobody can snatch it out of God's hand now, because God gonna do what He gonna do. And
Right.
everything that has come against this woman, He didn't. And we were talking about this in church today. It don't matter about what people try to plot and scheme against you, because God didn't say the weapon wasn't going to form. He said the weapon
It
was
won't
not going to
prosper.
prosper.
Hmm.
You can scheme against me, you can plot against me, but when God plants something inside of you, He give you that discerning spirit. When you want to yell and shout and go bust somebody in the head to the white meat, and God said, "No, I got this." And when God said, "I got it," and you be obedient and leave it alone, there's nothing that I could do or Mel could do to hurt Martell worse than what God is getting ready to do.
Right.
So
So
Martell
true.
just better buckle up and enjoy the ride, baby, because God gonna bring all that stuff you did and said about this woman. It's gonna come back. And trust and believe. Next Saturday on the 17th, on what is it? Is it June on the? Yeah, it's not Juneteenth. That's the Juneteenth weekend.
Yeah.
Martell gonna lose his mind. They gonna have to get him some Thursine or something, cause he gonna be crazy. He gonna be crazy as a bed bug.
Listen, come next weekend, Martell gonna be hooked up with an IV of Inez wine. Listen,
Yep.
he is going to be no, he gonna be crying. Oh, I can't wait. No, the emotions. Oh, honey, you gonna think he was on ketamine.
Yep.
He's about to
Every emotion
experience
that he took
every
Mel through.
emotion,
Yep. Every
everyone.
emotion he took that woman through. Every
Hmm.
emotion Mel
I
had,
think that's when it's
he's
gonna hit
gonna have
him.
it next week. And he having it now. He just, he
Mhm.
wanna like he wrote that little post, Miss Rogers, y'all run with anything of what Mel did. Came right on back out with that elegant invitation, showing you,
Mhm.
oh yeah, baby, I'm reclaiming my time and my name.
Exactly. Miss Rogers is
So
who she is. Melody Sheree, we know, honey. Miss Melody Sheree Rogers, we got you.
And they
And
won't be serving
Martell.
no honest wine and no chocolate in a ball at the
Mm-mm,
little function. Nope.
mm-mm.
Nope. Nope.
Hold on. Speaking of it, did y'all see how in that meeting when Tisha was talking about everybody's businesses, she made sure to mention Inez wine and black and chocolate in a bottle and Credit One. But when it came to Mel, she was like, and whatever Mel, whatever Mel's businesses is.
Yeah.
What?
She know
Why
what they
can't
are. She bought the tea.
you
She
know
bought the
Seventh
t-shirt.
Avenue or Seventh Avenue? You know what it is. Come on now.
You bought a t-shirt.
know.
You probably using 7th Avenue on that face.
You know, Sugar Mama. You know what it is. Like, listen, I feel like, never mind. I ain't even gonna say that. We're gonna leave that one
Go
alone.
ahead, girl. Say it.
Listen, my opinion, and allegedly, I'm not saying that this is why their hair is long and growing, but I do feel like they use Melody Sheree products. Maybe because listen, her products are good. They are real good. And it's like the body scrub. I know, listen, I bet you any amount of money that Latisha has all of Mel's products. Mainly because she wants to copy Mel. She wants to be Mel. She will do whatever it takes. She is the type of person that will sneak and buy some stuff or sneak and be a fan just to basically, you know what I'm saying, try to get insight. Like, she's sneaky like that. So I feel like she's got all the products. I feel like she's gonna use Sugar Mama. She didn't use the body butter, the everything, the scrub. She didn't use it all. And she got all the clothes. Watch, you're gonna start seeing her in that J Bolin.
Do you know what I found weird? Stormi was like she's no longer doing skincare because she could not meet the demand. And all of a sudden, when 7th Avenue started picking up, she goes back to skincare.
Right. They all keep on.
I think
why can't they all find their own lane? Everybody is doing the same thing or trying to compete with each other. Find your own lane in your own way. Like Tisha, you definitely have no real original thought. I have not seen one original thought come from her the entire time this show has been on.
And why haven't we seen her working up to producing Mila, whatever her product name is? Now she said she had a nail polish for her daughters. That would have been so awesome. That would have been so awesome to have a nail polish collection and even a lip balm. Because every time my little granddaughter just turned 6 Wednesday, every time she go in the store, every time we take her in Claire's, every time she go in Walmart, every time she go in Target, Nana, can I get this? A lip balm, some nails, and nail polish and stuff. When she come to my house, I always got to polish her nails and her toes and give her a tube of lip gloss or something to put all over her face and stuff like that. That would have been an awesome product for, an adolescent going into teenagehood. So, and she didn't come out with that until Mel had came out when she had with the Sugar Mama. But then there's going to be a line for children, a Posner for kids. That's supposed to be in the development, in the works, coming out soon. So all of this is like we're never going to see Tisha and J Bolin. So you can forget that. She will shop at Ari Express, but she ain't gonna shop at J Bolin.
Oh, she ain't gonna go that far.
No, she ain't gonna go that far because those clothes what Mel collaborated with J Bolin, they're classy. They're for women who have class. You could buy an outfit, I could buy an outfit and feel good and feel comfortable in that. And we could wear it 2 or 3 times before we take it to the cleaners. And when it come back from the cleaners, it ain't shrunk. The color, the thread, you pull the thread and the whole outfit will come loose. It's not that type of outfit.
Right.
Tisha dressed very inappropriate for her. You could be sexy even at my age. I could buy something that's sexy, that is age appropriate.
Mm.
But nothing that teacher I have ever seen her in, especially when you have daughters and you're a business person, a businesswoman, there's a certain decorum you should have about yourself. When you're going into business meetings, when you're home with your children, when you're going, it's nothing wrong with showing some skin, but when you buying clothes that's 3 size too small, when you should be getting a large and you trying to get that XS, that extra small when you need to be in a medium. But you forcing, you looking like a can of biscuits, a can of bus biscuits, and every time I see Tisha, that's what she looked like. She looks
She
so
always look
uncomfortable.
like she got a midnight job on Sierra Highway.
Well, you know that she actually has someone who dresses her. So as much as I feel like she should always be saying, "Oh, this person's not appropriate here and there," but the fault should fall on her designer, and I think she needs to fire the person because.
Do you know
Well,
what I think it is? As someone who has worked as a stylist at some point, the thing is you can go to someone and show them, okay, here's what I think you should wear, give them like a range of stuff. And if they say specifically, I want this, then you give them what they want. So sometimes it's not necessarily what you want to style them in, but it's what they are specifically insisting on. And you're just like, I want to get paid, so whatever. If that's what you want to wear, that's what you want to wear.
But don't you get it in their size? Don't you get it in their size? I mean,
that I can't disagree with. But because I don't know who else thought that pink dress that she was wearing was inappropriate.
I do.
Very much so. Like I said, and then you came out with your grandma Esther Easter prom. Like, I don't know if that was Easter Sunday. That was the women's missionary meeting shoes. I don't know.
So that you guys can have a good after party.
Also, did you notice that Marsau didn't even say you look nice? It was the business partner that said, Tisha, you look nice.
Because he don't care.
He doesn't. Hold on. But did y'all see how when Gino brought his daughter over, he was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" I was like, "Oh."
He said she's not. What he said, she's not a business partner. She's family.
Yeah, that's what Latisha said. "Oh, that's not your daughter. That's family." Okay, girl. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
We've been here for about 2 hours. Anybody have any last words?
Great conversation today. Maurice and LaDon, thank y'all for coming up and joining. Really hope that y'all do it again. Because y'all know tomorrow we'll be here talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So,
oh boy.
I don't even know what's going on Atlanta and what's the other one? Bell Collectors. I try to get them. Since Nene left, I just can't do Atlanta Housewives. I really can't. And because Marlo is just doing too much for me.
Yeah. Listen, we already said if it wasn't for doing the reviews, I don't think any of us would really be paying attention to it because it's not giving. It's not. But Bell Collected, I feel, is giving a lot more. It's actually kind of giving me a little bit more than what Love Marriage Huntsville is giving. But today or last night, they actually brought it with yesterday's episode, so I was actually good with that. But
I might try to watch it. But my last words again, ladies, I do ask for forgiveness for my, my outbursts because that is so not me. I'm usually, real calm and stuff like that. But today was that day that I wasn't. So
it's understandable.
Yeah. Our moments, it is what it is, don't worry about it. But thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. I actually really enjoyed today's session, I can't lie. I'm just like, please guys, come up again, let's do this again next time.
Absolutely.
So that's
also y'all have a good rest of the Sunday. It's so beautiful here, but it's so hot. It's so hot. I'm looking at my window dread and going to my car right now.
It's not gotten that hot over West Coast, Baby, I'm in San Diego, so it's not as hot right now, but it's about to be.
I am in Southwest Florida, and I live in Cape Coral, and we have a lot of little canals and people out on their boats and stuff like that. And I live on the 3rd floor, and I have a good little view, and it looks like it's so pretty outside. And it is. It's a beautiful day, and every day here is in the 90s. Every day. When they say the sun is the hottest from 10 to 2, it gets really, really hot. And trust and believe, it is. It's scorching hot out there right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not there yet, but I know it's coming.
Yeah, we in Boston, and it's hot up here, but yesterday it was cold. I was ready to pull out my little space heater, but it's 81 degrees up here. But last night I was ready to pull my space heater out. I was like, it is cold.
Oh no.
Yeah, that temperature dropped yesterday, but today is 81, so it's nice. So I'm gonna go out and probably put my doggy in her doggy carriage and walk to the store.
Sounds fun.
Sounds
But
like
we will be seeing
that
you.
kind of weather to November.
Yeah, might go to a comedy show tonight. Went to one last night, so I'm gonna see what the husband wants to do when he gets off work. So
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. We'll have a drink and whatever, and have a laugh for me.
yeah, definitely will. I hope you
Laughter's
ladies have a wonderful day.
Laughter is the best medication.
Absolutely.
It is. I love to laugh. I love to have
See you
fun.
ladies later. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, see y'all tomorrow. Thank you, ladies.
Tomorrow. Thank you all.